Are you ready to feel free again? Our Visa Rewards Card can help you create the fancy-free, sensational lifestyle you've been dreaming about over the last year. University Federal Credit Union's Visa Rewards Card offers up to 5 times the rewards with every single swipe, along with industry-best travel rebates. You can redeem rewards for cash, travel, purchases, and so much more. Now you can breathe easier and explore more with your new favorite rewards card from University Federal Credit Union. Apply today at ucreditu.com.
Spend your Labor Day weekend at the Soldier Hollow Sheepdog Classic, presented by your local Utah Toyota dealers. It's 4 days of family fun and exciting competition featuring the world's top sheepdogs. More info and tickets at soldierhollowclassic.com.
Good morning, KSL News Time now, 8:30.
It's 70 degrees.
Still have a few slow spots, but things have calmed down a lot on the roads. I'm Andy Farnsworth.
KSL's top story this hour.
Afghanistan in turmoil. Special coverage on Utah's Morning News.
The 20-year-long war in Afghanistan is over as the last U.S. troops flew out of Kabul. But what comes next?
The Taliban is not a homogenous entity. There are different wings with very different views. And there is, of course, a danger that as they try and impose new rules, new laws, if they start to veer towards something that is more acceptable to the outside world and gets them the recognition they want, it runs a significant risk of creating divisions that break apart part of the Taliban, and the more radical elements potentially go to ISIS, potentially start to fight within each other.
ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell reporting.
Groups of Afghan refugees could be arriving in Utah in a matter of weeks. KSL News Radio's Nick Wyatt reports that has Catholic Community Services asking the public for help.
Incoming refugees from Afghanistan will need help rebuilding their lives once they get here. Housing, employment, immigration attorneys, and so on. That's why Catholic Community Services of Utah is asking for monetary donations on their website. Above all, the organization says these people need to feel welcome in our community. They're all vetted and background checked by the U.S. military, and many of them helped our forces over the last 2 decades in Afghanistan.
You can help at ccsutah.org.
The Taliban has now taken over the entire city of Kabul, including the airport.
Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby appeared on CNN this morning, saying the U.S. and its allies will continue to hold the Taliban accountable for what happens in the country.
The historians will write they'll write the chapters here. What I can tell you is that we prevented Afghanistan from ever becoming a safe haven for an attack on the United States again. And in the process, U.S. forces, coalition forces, our NATO allies, and our Afghan partners made a lot of progress in that country. Progress which is now going to be up to the Taliban to see whether they're willing to continue or not. They have made promises, and now the United States government, the international community are going to hold them accountable to those promises.
You said prevented an attack on the United States from Afghanistan. There was an attack in Afghanistan on Americans last week, obviously. 13 U.S. service members died, and there are still 100 plus, give or take, U.S. citizens in Afghanistan who want to get out. So what is your current assessment of what threat they might be under?
There is no question that the threat environment in Afghanistan remains high. And certainly we obviously are concerned about the potential for Taliban retribution going forward, and we certainly, and we saw it ourselves, are mindful of the threat that ISIS-K continues to pose inside Afghanistan. As General McKenzie said yesterday, the Taliban is now going to reap what they sow when they release these ISIS-K prisoners, and they're going to be struggling against an ISIS-K threat. What I can tell you is that we're going to, as a government, we're going to stay mindful of our commitment to the remaining American citizens, and we don't believe there's very many, and to our Afghan allies to hold the Taliban accountable for their promises of safe passage. It's not going to be their words. It's going to be their deeds, and we have a lot of tools available across the government to do that.
Stay tuned for more from John Kirby in about 10 minutes when he is asked the question, is this war really over?
Let's turn now to local news. West Valley police are looking for 2 suspects they say shot a man in his own apartment. KSL News Radio's Heather Kelly is live with more. Heather?
According to witnesses, 2 men wearing all black knocked on the victim's door at the Enclave Apartments on Redwood Road last night. One of the suspects shot the victim twice and then fled in a tan sedan. West Valley Lieutenant Bill Merritt says there's no danger to the public.
We believe there's a connection between everybody that's involved. We just don't know what it is yet.
Lieutenant Merritt says the victim was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. He says officers are working through the information they have and hope to identify the suspect soon. Heather Kelly, KSL News Radio.
Utah is expected to get some rain from the west of Hurricane Nora on the west coast, and some parts of Utah will get more rain than others. KSL News Radio's Mary Richards has more.
The areas south of Provo will get the heaviest rainfall from this storm system. In fact, there are some flash flood watches throughout today and tomorrow for central and southern Utah and the national parks. That rain being brought up from a system in Arizona that grabs the rest of Hurricane Nora's precipitation. So KSL meteorologists say that it'll curl up from Provo even over to eastern Utah, but not bring a whole lot to the Wasatch Front today. More chances of rain for northern Utah tomorrow and the next day. Mary Richards, KSL News Radio.